Okay, let me just say good morning, everybody. As you know, rain started falling on the city of Houston on Sunday, and then, of course, it increased even more on yesterday and last night, and then today. And we are going to be in this weather pattern for the next 24 hours. So let me just say that people need to be very patient. That system is still down in that Victoria area, and it's moving very slowly, about 2 miles per hour, and it's going to be moving very slowly heading east, and until it clears and gets on the east side of Houston, we're going to have to deal with these rain bands. And so quite frankly, it's the rain bands that are coming in, and they're dropping water. Sometimes it could be 2-3 inches per hour. So we've gotten a considerable amount of rain, and it's going to continue throughout the rest of the day and into the night. So we remain under flood watch, and then the Houston area itself is high risk of flooding. And so I want to caution people, if you, number one, stay home. Okay, just stay home, stay off the roads. That will help you out, and it'll help us out as well. So unless you just have to be on the road, let me encourage people to remain off the roads. If by chance you just have to be out there, I'm going to ask you again not to be driving through high water. And last night, for example, in that West Belford area, right around 59, where the water came out of Keegan's Bank, we saw several cars that were driving through high water last night, but they simply could not make it through. So again, we've said it over and over again. I want to remind people, do not try to drive through this high water. It's just, you're not helping yourself. You could possibly drown. If not, at the very minimum, you can stall, and you're just going to create problems for yourself. And then the first responders and others are going to be out there doing our best to rescue you. So just be patient for the rest of the day. And as a result, with the exception of essential employees, the City of Houston employees are standing down. They are not reporting to work, with the exception of essential employees. And that may very well end up being the case tomorrow morning, but we'll provide an advisory early in the morning for City of Houston employees. But for the rest of the day, with the exception of essential employees, City of Houston employees are not working. That would be the same advice that I would give to others across the City of Houston for the rest of the day, and then pay very close attention to the advisories that will be coming out first thing in the morning. We do expect, like last night, these rain bands to probably come and maybe be intensified later on tonight. And so, especially this evening, I want to encourage everyone to stay off the roads. We're being very proactive. This time around, for example, we're watching these interstates like 288, like I-45 at North Main, and if we see, for example, that the rain might come outside of the banks along the bayous, we are stopping the traffic. Okay, so that's what happened earlier this morning, for example, on I-45, right around that North Main area. If water gets out on that freeway, we will stop the traffic until we can get a more positive report, and then we'll open it up again. And the reason being, if you can remember, 1 year ago, September, Tropical Storm Imelda, I-45 North Main turned into a lake, because that water came so very quickly, because it came outside of its banks, came in so quickly, and more than 100 vehicles were stranded, and we just don't want to see that repeat itself. So lesson learned, we're being much more proactive. Please be patient and understanding that if we block certain areas off, it's because we are taking a look and looking at seeing where the water levels are. And we don't want you to be driving through and get surprised, get stuck, and then possibly risk your life. So we're being more proactive, and then when we get the green light, we are allowing the traffic to flow through, but we are continuing to monitor those areas. So we've got people literally along the bayous, along these roads and streets, these interstates, monitoring the situation. And if they tell me, Mayor, it looks like water is going to come out the banks and could get on these roads and streets and interstates, then we will stop that traffic ahead of time as much as possible. Things can happen so very quickly, and so just be mindful of that as we go forward. There are barricades up at more than 70 locations throughout the city of Houston. I want to remind people they're there for a reason. And so please do not go around the barricades. They are not there for decoration. They are there for your protection. So if barricades are up, do not go around the barricades, please. And they're at about 70 different locations throughout the city of Houston. Let me encourage people not to view the water as a recreational event. So please, don't be going out into the water. Certainly don't be going out into these bayous. You don't want to do that. We did get some reports of some kids that were out and about in this water. That you just simply don't want to do that. That's dangerous. So don't do any of that. We've had a lot of street flooding, especially in the southern part and southwest part of the city of Houston, because as you know, last night Keegan's came out of his bank. The water is now back within his bank, and then we'll continue to monitor that. Willow Water Hole in southwest Houston, for example, the water came up, started going into the pond, the ditching pond. That's what it's designed to do, but there was some street flooding. We have not received any reports through 311 of any structural flooding at this point. So no reports of structural flooding. If anyone has taken on any water, please let us know. We would like to know that. But we haven't gotten any reports of any structural flooding, which is good. And my hope is over the next 24 hours that will remain the case. But that will depend on Mother Nature. So let's hope and pray that this system will start moving at a quicker pace to the east, and we'll get out of here, and we can all breathe a sigh of relief.